Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming. My name is Ainaka Luna, and I am the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Coach for Hinesburg Community School and Charlotte Central School.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Lashawn Marcells, and I'm the DEI coach for Shelburne Community School. And we're here today to celebrate Black History Month. So we have a great show for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. You'll hear some things from our students and some folks from our local community as well. And so
we can welcome some of our participants. If you want to identify yourself or not, it's okay. We are happy that you are here with us.
Thank you, Ainaka. Hello, everyone. I'm Renee Sanchez, and I'm the superintendent of CVSD. Happy to be here in support.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Simone Blaise. I am a Hinesburg Community School parent and also do some DEI work at the Honors College at UVM. And I've connected with Ainaka before, and also happy to be here and see what's going to happen.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
I wish there were more community members. We need to be better in spreading the word.
Yes, we are working on that.
I did post it in a Hinesburg family Facebook group, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that as the African saying, it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
So Lashawn, do you wanna?
Yes, anyone else want to say hello? Okay. So next we're going to transition into seeing some of our very own students. We have some 8th graders that have recorded some of their work that they did earlier today with the student body from 5 through 8. And the reason they recorded it and they aren't live is because they are at CVU because there is a night for 8th graders to go visit their school that they'll be going to next year. So that is the only reason why they're not here. So we did this in 2 segments. So there are 2, the video was spliced in 2s. So hopefully everything will work out for you so you can get a chance to hear them and see them. So please bear with me for a moment while I share the screen. Good evening, CVSD community. Welcome to our February DEI town meeting. My name is Lashawn Marcells, and I'm the DEI coach at Shelburne Community School. Today we're here to celebrate Black History Month. Woo. With that being said, I'm going to turn the mic to some of our SCS students.
Hi. Good evening at CVSD. My name is Avery, and we are here to celebrate tonight and learn about Black History Month and about some of our African American pioneers. With all of you, we will be highlighting some of the great contributions from the Black community. We hope this will be just the beginning of our learning about our rich and diverse history. As we all know, these contributions add to our overall community as a whole, meaning we will all benefit as a whole from this. With that being said, I'll turn it over to Ms. Sells to share with you some information about Carter Woodson, the father of Black History Month.
We would be remiss if we did not start with the father of Black history, Carter Woodson. Carter Woodson was a scholar whose dedication to celebrating the historic contributions of Black people led to the establishment of Black History Month, marked every February since 1976. Did you know that Carter Woodson chose February? So Black History Month coincided with the birth dates of 2 important men. Frederick Douglass is one who celebrated his birthday on February 14th. And Abraham Lincoln was the second, who was born on the 12th. Negro History Week expanded to Negro History Month in some places as early as the 1940s. And in 1976, as I shared before, more than 2 decades after Woodson's death, the U.S. President Gerald Ford called on Americans to recognize and celebrate Black History Month. Woodson believed that Black people should be proud of their heritage and all Americans should understand the largely overlooked achievements of Black Americans. With that being said, I will pass the mic to Elsa.
Hello, my name is Elsa, and I'm going to share with you the directions for the game we are going to play to celebrate our sheroes and heroes of Black History Month. 1. The game is called Who Am I? 2. Our classmates are going to share some information about a person. Your job is to listen to the whole thing, then they'll ask you all, who am I? Once they do that, then you can guess who it is by raising your hand. 3. We have 5 individuals to highlight. Okay, here we go. Enjoy!
Hi, I'm Jillian.
And I'm Arden. I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. When I was a kid, I went by the nickname Barry. I graduated from Columbia University in New York in 1983. After graduating, I had a few different jobs, including working at the Developing Communities Project in Chicago, Illinois.
I soon decided I wanted to become a lawyer and entered Harvard Law School. Upon graduating in 1991, I began practicing law. I met my wife in Chicago at the law firm. In 1996, I decided to enter the world of politics. I ran for the Illinois State Senate and won. I served on the State Senate until 2004 when I was elected to the United States Senate.
Who am I?
Barack Obama.
Yes.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York on February 17, 1963. My family moved to Wellington, North Carolina when I was still a young child. I grew up with 2 older sisters, an older brother, and a younger sister. I attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, UNC. I played basketball there for 3 years before going to the NBA draft. I was the 3rd player drafted in the 1984 NBA draft. I went to the Chicago Bulls and I had an immediate impact on the game and was named the NBA Rookie of the Year my first year. In 1991, the Bulls won their first championships. Over the next several years, I would lead the Bulls to the next 6 NBA championships. I'm famous for sticking out my tongue when I made moves or dunks. I am the NBA leader in scoring for 10 seasons. I also starred with Bugs Bunny in the movie Space Jam. Who am I? Michael Jordan.
I am a soul music singer, songwriter, and musician. Blind virtually from birth, I am a skillful performer on the piano and other instruments by age 8. My family moved to Detroit, and at age 10, I signed with the Motown label.
After studying composition at USC, I continued to enjoy enormous success in the 1970s and 80s with hits like Superstition, Ebony and Ivory, and I Just Called to Say I Loved You. I spoke out against nuclear war, worked to end apartheid in South Africa, and raised funds for eye disease.
I also just played the piano at the Grammys on Sunday with Smokey Robinson and Chris Stapleton. Who am I? Stevie Wonder.
Last one. I was the first African American woman to serve in the United States Congress. As an early education expert from New York City, I began working with local political organizations, and in 1964, I won a seat on the New York State Legislature, representing the Brooklyn neighborhood. 4 years later, I was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. I had to be outspoken and brave. I became the first major party African American candidate for President of the United States. I won 162 delegates. I was blocked from television debates after I decided to run for president, the first African American woman to do so. I fought for equal rights for women, minorities, immigrants, and the poor. Who am I? Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm, sorry. Thank you for listening.
This concludes our time with our SCS students. We hope that you enjoyed yourself and learned something. Have a wonderful day.
Lashawn, thank you for putting this great video. And we have great news. We have two amazing guests tonight. We have Kerubo and we have Asma. And because we are celebrating Black Joy, we inviting them to talk a little bit about their experience in Vermont. So welcome you to Kerubo, and if you wanna introduce yourself a little bit, because I could just read a whole page about you. So thank you for being here and give us some time.
Thank you. How long do I have? Right.
I actually want to say that Sarah also is trying to join, but there's some problem with the link for her. She's texting me now.
Okay.
I'm giving her some direction.
So Kerubo and Asma, and while Sarah comes, we have like some questions, like we can do like a little panel for you, but maybe for starting, you can tell us a little bit, Kerubo, who are you? Who is Kerubo, and what, like, who are you?
Okay. My name is Kerubo, and I am an Afro jazz vocalist, and my songs reflect on social issues. And I'm a performing artist here in Vermont, and I live in Winooski. I love Winooski because Winooski is an area that has resettled a lot of Africans from the diaspora, and it's really a vibrant community. I've been here for almost 15 years, and I love that I get to showcase my music. I usually perform when we have festivals like. So my influences for music are traditional music, and my music has inflections of Brazilian samba, a little jazz, and a little blues. And this is music that I listened to when I was growing up. And my family, all of us are singers. My father was, when he was alive, he was a music director. And my mom was a mezzo soprano. So I grew up listening to the music that my parents loved. And we grew up as Christians. And so, a large family with 6 siblings, and all of us sang a cappella together. And we kind of understood each other. We would just fall into harmony with one another. And I was right in the middle. And I quickly learned how to sing traditional African music. I also sang in choirs at church. And so, you're in your church, you'll sing the hymns, and they realized that I had a special talent. And so they would have me sing solos. And so I was usually picked for singing in weddings, sometimes funerals. And, so I learned to sing as a solo musician. That's where I began I got my confidence of singing in front of many people in large audiences. So there was the Ave Marias, and then there was the traditional music, which I love. I love it because of the vibrant beats and the style and the comedy and the energy. That's who I am.
Thank you. And while we wait for Susan, which is the other person that is coming to our panel, I want you to tell us a little bit of your last video or your last project with Clemens Farm Broom, because it is very exciting. I saw the video and I'm very excited of bringing to the students, and it's a beautiful song and a beautiful video, and I think that is going to rock all the classrooms. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh my goodness. If there's anyone who is excited, it is I, mostly because I was chosen. And I was honored to sing about these 2 women who were icons in the history of America, but they were not recognized for a very long time. I love that during the Black History Month, we get to showcase characters that we don't typically see in other forums. And so when I was writing this song, I was just thinking about the young minds and how they need to draw their strength from people who look like them, who struggled, who overcame more than any normal person would overcome. For instance, there was a pilot and there was a motorcyclist. The motorcyclist began riding her motorbike when she was only 16, and she was a woman, right? So that's a challenge right there. And she was Black, and she was not afraid to ride from state to state. And she was an advocate and refused to perform all the stunts that she loved to, just do stunts and do all kinds of things. She overcame that. She became a nurse. She became a courier for the army. And then there was the pilot who, from a very young age, was really good at math, learned how to read. She was the only one who was really interested in her family there were 9 kids, and her mom used to work really hard and do laundry for people so that she could borrow books for her to learn. And then, they moved from the farm, they went to the big city. She learned how to do manicure, and she never stopped dreaming. Her brothers went to the army and they were talking about all these exciting things that they had seen in Europe. And she wanted to join them, but they said, I don't think you could do that. You're a girl, all that stuff. But she didn't listen. She didn't listen to them. Her sights were up in the sky. She wanted to be a pilot. And so she had to, within 1 year, learn how to speak French, because when she tried to go to the pilot schools here in America, they wouldn't allow her because she was Black and she was a woman. But France was kinder and they let her go to school there. And so she also struggled. I don't want to give you the whole spiel about it. I want you to leave some room for you to go. But I'm just showing you how excited I was to learn about all the challenges that they had to overcome. So if you have a dream, don't let it die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. You are transmitting so much passion in your story, and the story per se is so important because it's that empowering Black women. I think that there is something very important that we have this goal that lifting women from all over the world, and I think that is going to be inspiring, that video.
Yes, we have kids.
Yes.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please. You are my guest, one of our special guests. So
yeah,
I want to hear your beautiful voice.
Because I'm from the African diaspora, I feel that my music has to showcase culture and heritage. So every time I'm showcasing that, I have an opportunity to teach and share about our social concerns, especially as they relate to vulnerable groups like women and children. And I just remember growing up, listening to my grandmother and listening to her stories. And, she was reflecting about the things of her time and how she didn't get to go to school and how she learned from her, her parents and her great parents. They would sit together and listen to stories, and they would learn so much about farming, about how to take care of kids, about to cook. So that was their classroom. So don't be shy to draw some of your knowledge from your elders, because that's how you get to learn. And the stories are handed down from grandmother to granddaughter, and they are rooted deep, and they give you a sense of kinship and responsibility that relays a culture and an identity and a sense of belonging. So, invite the elders into your classroom, learn from them. Don't be ashamed of your culture. Embrace it, share it, because it will die if you don't do it.
Thank
I agree,
you.
100%.
And this is what we are trying today to bring that joy and to shift the narrative from the pain that we always heard to bring all those stories that we never heard and to bring them to our classrooms. I love the idea of bringing our elders. So, Kerubo, how many languages do you speak?
I speak 4 languages. I speak English, Swahili, and 2 other African dialects that I don't think you'll understand if I told you. But my mother tongue, so it's a Kisi language. So that's my name, Kerubo, is my tribal name. I come from the Kisi culture, and there's a lot to learn about the Kisi culture. For example, the Kisi culture does not give women the same respect as they place on men. And it's a normality that is now slowly changing. And women are rising. Women are on the rise. Women are having high places, and we have them as senators and in leadership roles. And before they relegated their women as just the wives that cook and mother their children. And the women got their sense of value from what they did. But now that they are spreading their tentacles, they're learning how to hold themselves in high regard because they are doing what they are good at, not just what their role is.
Thank you. And what do you miss more from your land?
Oh, the food. The food, the landscape, and my relatives. I miss them all. But I love that I live in Winooski because we have ethnic stores and I can get food and I can get some of the clothes that reflect the person that I am. So you know how it is when you go back home, the first thing you do is eat and binge on food.
And dance.
Yes.
And dance. Yeah. It's very important.
Right.
Great. Kerubo, I don't know how much time you have. I know that you are in the middle of the workshop and you escaped just to be here, which I am so grateful for that. So I don't want to take a lot of time from you because I know that you are in the middle of something, but I could just spend the whole day talking to you because your story is amazing. Lashawn, do you have any question for Kerubo or anybody from the audience? Do you want to interact with Kerubo?
I just want to say thank you. And I totally resonated when you were talking about your family and how you pass on stories. When I think about my grandparents that are no longer with us that lived in the South, it's just amazing the stories that have been passed on. And some of them, with being one of the oldest grandchildren, great-grandchildren, I still hold today, and I hope to pass them on to my own children. So thank you for sharing that. That's a huge piece.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you feel the same way. I feel a lot because I'm from Africa, right? And my grandkids are growing in this, is the mainstream culture, speaks English, they eat pizza, you know. To lose the, language loss is something that we hold here. We have to preserve it. And so through my music, I teach them. I sing songs in my mother tongue and they mispronounce things, but I tell them the story of that song. That's my chance to tell them about their culture and then teach them a language that they don't speak. So we have to try our best to show our kids that we come from a place, we have cultures that unite us, like Kwanzaa. That's a great opportunity for us to sit down and talk about the principles from where we are from, what we did, etc.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kerubo. I really appreciate hearing from you. I'm looking forward, hopefully, to hear you sing sometime. And I'm wondering if you have any upcoming events. The other thing I wanted to highlight, two friends that are Africans who live in Vermont. One is Sefakur Komambai. I don't know if anyone of you knows her. She is the independent living coordinator of Vermont Independent Living. And I forgot where she's from, but she's an extremely powerful woman who has also offered classes about global disability studies at UVM, has gotten her PhD at UVM, and has come to UVM to talk with some of our students about her experience being disabled in Africa, and how her mom, coming back to the family history with her talk, told her, you're something special and you can achieve great things. And, she's also been an amazing influence. And another one is we have a graduate assistant in our honors college, Miriam, and she moved here last year with her two kids, 12-year-old and almost 2-year-old. And she hosted a Zimbabwean dinner for all our honors college students, like in September. And that was such a wonderful gift, that she offered the comfort of her home food to the community. And she's also speaking with her kids, her mother tongue at home. Her daughter is going to the Burlington Middle School. And so I just wanted to put them out there and celebrate them with you here during the town hall.
Well, thank you for letting me know. I don't know who these artists are. I would love to meet them. I will share my links with Ainaka. Yes, Ainaka. We share a lot about music and dancing. But so you can get to know when I'm performing. And
awesome.
Yes. And if I could be connected to other African diaspora, wherever you are, I would love that. And I would love to also meet the African Americans that are around, that are, share the passions that I share, get to know them. It's always good to hang out and just talk about stuff.
Yeah, and Miriam is fairly new to the country, and as a graduate assistant, she's doing a higher education program at UVM. So they're not artists, and Sefakur is just she's going to Vermont schools,
yes,
and talking to students with disabilities about advocating for themselves. But
right.
her also being a Black woman makes it, and also disabled, makes it even more powerful.
Right. Well, thank you for at least letting me know about her. I would love to meet her.
I'm happy to connect you.
Thank you.
So I can connect both of you, and then the tree of connections we can keep going. And talking about African-born people, Asma.
I just want to say, Sefakur and I, we went to same school for our masters at a school for international training, and we had the same doctorate degree too from UVM. So yeah, she's I know her, and she's a good friend of mine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
She's amazing.
She is. Yeah.
So Asma, did you know Kerubo? Asma Kerubo.
Hi, Kerubo. No.
Hi, Asma. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Where are you from, Asma?
I am from Sudan.
Oh, Sudan.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Have you been here a long time?
I am here since 2016. Yeah.
Okay. Not about the time I came around that time.
Yeah.
A pleasure to meet you.
I came to Vermont in 2 phases. The first one for my master's at Brattleboro in the south. And then I went back to Sudan, and then came back again to UVM in 2016. Yeah.
Oh. Well, the first day I arrived in Vermont, I was ready to leave.
Was it wintertime?
Dead of winter. I wore everything I had in my suitcase, and I was still cold.
Yeah. The same. Yeah, started my master in January, so it was not a good time to come from Sub-Sahara to Vermont.
But I'm still here, so something is going right.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you so much for participating.
Okay.
I'm wondering, I just have a quick question for all of you. It seems like there's a lot of African and Black people spread out throughout Vermont, but there's not really a lot of places where they really are connecting and coming together or seeing each other. And I think that's something, I work, like I said before, I work at GVM, and one of the things is like, Vermont is a very wide space. Like, why would Black students come to Vermont when they don't see that there's a lot of Black people or students as a known white space? And one of the things many years ago I heard is because it's not easy to find community here.
Right.
How do you feel that's correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of students, especially our undergrad students, even students from our local high schools that stay here and go to school, when you look at the economy, it's very expensive, to live here as a young person, and two, looking at if they do stay here, what positions are they going to, get or glean, and are they going to be the only ones in it? And I know that that's also been an area that, just talking with young folks in the past, that has definitely come up, having that sense of connection with others. And so if we do get folks out of state, sometimes they don't stay because of the lack of that sense of connection and that sense of belonging. So that's what I've observed.
I recently started to get some connections. There is the Vermont Professionals of Color Network, that it is a place where I like what it says. It's people from different BIPOC people, especially, we come and we become it's a network of people. There is also the education of colors, Vermont Education of Color too, which is an organization where I can see other educators of color, and there is going to be a conference soon. I'm going to put the link here because everybody is not for only educators of color, it's for everybody, and also children are allowed. So are invited, not allowed. So I think that there is starting to grow that connection with other people. So saying about connections, I think that we have Sarah that connect with us. Welcome.
Finally, we're trying behind the scene. Good.
Perfect. Oh, you don't have, can you hear us? Okay, I know that they are trying and working on that.
And sound.
Okay, I'm gonna excuse myself. I have to go. I came in the middle of so I run a refugee women empowerment group, and this is the day we meet, and so I just picked off so that I can come and hang out with you a little bit. Now I have to rush back. It was really a pleasure to be in your midst and to get to know of you, and to allow me to share about myself.
Thank you so much for participating, and we hope to have you again in our DEI town hall in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, Asma, are you getting ready? Now we are going to hear a little bit from you and from...
Let's welcome Sarah first and let her go first. And if we have time after that, I am from the house, so you can get me anytime for the next town hall. Let's give our guests some time. Hi, Sarah. You are muted if you hear us.
Hi. Thank you so much for connecting with us and giving us some time. I know that you have some difficulties connecting, but we appreciate your time. So we are just celebrating Black joy in different ways. And for that, tonight we wanted to have your voices. So do you want to talk a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? How long have you been here in Vermont?
Okay, yes. Sorry, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, sorry, I have my daughter, he's crying. So, yeah, my name is Sarah. Yeah, my name is Sarah, and last name is Tiong. And I've been, I think it was maybe 9 or 10 years now because I came in 2013. So October 6th, so almost 10 years anyway. So I've been in United States, mostly in Vermont here. So
thank you. Some of the questions, and how do you like Vermont? Do you love Vermont, especially those cold -20 weather?
yeah, usually I love Vermont because environment is good. You know, I went so many states and I never think Vermont is the best because why I say it, because environment, the people, and the bad thing in Vermont is winter. That's the worst thing for me. So that's what I don't like it. And you know, I don't have choice. So yeah. That's one thing I don't like in Vermont, and everything is good.
Sarah, how many languages do you speak? Because I know that in Africa there are so many dialects and networks and people together. How many languages do you speak apart of English?
I speak Dinka. That's my language. That's the first. And I speak Arabic a little bit. So, and little Kiswahili. So, and English. So, I'm trying my best in English. So, I'm not saying I'm good for English, and I'm trying to, you know, to speak and understand more. So,
Awesome.
Don't worry, like most of the people here only speak one language. So
yeah.
That's amazing that people who come from here, come from multi-language culture, that bring all that knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's good, you know, to try something you most like, because the English, for me, I didn't know how like to know how are you when I start learning. So, and now when I speak with people, they say, oh, your English is good. So it's really motivated me to speak more because, you know, I'm not like shy, you know, I have a courage to people say, oh, your English is good, you know. And so it's, for me, it's way forward to learn more English, even when it's it's my first language. So I need to learn more. So yeah.
I bet your English is better than like when some people tell me your English is better, I say, yeah, better than your Spanish, like really, because I am very proud of my different language, like my Spanish or my English. I said, yeah, I'm very proud of my English and the effort of being here and speaking a new language.
Yeah.
Sarah, what is something that you miss the most from your culture?
Oh, what I miss most is you know, the culture. I miss a little my culture, and I miss, you know, I'm not saying about the food or so, because so many food we have here the same what we eat back home. I say when it's there, mostly they are, you know, 100%. I would say yes for me. And the mostly I miss is, you know, the people, And like I was thinking, my mind thinking one day I'll go back there to see my people. So that's mostly I keep me hoping, one day I'll go to see my people. One day, I'll do something to help my people, So that thing is for me, for hope. Maybe I can do it in the future. So yeah.
Yeah, the land calls you.
Mm-hmm.
Lashawn, do you have a question?
I know that we had the last question, about Black joy and history. Do you want to ask that?
What? Today we are talking about Black joy. And what is your Black joy? What is something that you feel about the African culture or Black culture that feels you like, I'm powerful?
It's a lot of things, like, that your like Black joy. It feel you like, you have something, or people know something you can enjoy even once a month or once a year. So that why is for me, it's feel me good so many ways. For me, I would say it's feel me good so many ways, to be in Black culture. So it's a lot. I not explaining which one is a bit, which one. So I say it's a lot of things for me.
Sarah, what about your Dinka traditional?
Yeah,
We
my
have,
Dinka.
yeah. That's
Oh my God.
do all
My
that.
Dinka is a lot of things. A lot of things. My Dinka culture. Dancing, the culture is a lot of things. When I explaining, it takes so maybe 30 minutes. So it's a lot of things for my culture. So, and the one thing I would say in my culture, it's like women's, you cannot sit when the man that's sitting. That one thing for my culture. So that one thing I cannot forget, because it's the culture we used to grow and we used to see. And the second thing, is like mostly in Africa, the most things long time ago, you cannot speak when the man speak. So that one thing I cannot forget, because now it's better. We can speak when the man is saying, or when there's a group or we're meeting like Zoom. So we can speak. Our voice is good now. So that's a good thing for me. And that one was really like, I was like, how is this culture going to change? And it changed little bit. So now we can speak more. Even our man is speaking, our voice there. So that's a good thing for me, proud of all of us, women from Dinkas. So
yeah, it's been
Thank
a
you for
journey.
sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I do have one question, Ainaka. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. What is your question?
So knowing that I see you have a little one with you, and knowing your culture and being a strong Black woman, what is one thing that you want to make sure you pass down to your children or the next generation?
Yeah, the one thing I need to pass on for my kid, the culture, that the important things, to your kid. What is your culture? What do you believe, or what do you do? So that's a good thing for me to pass on my kid, So and I think, and I hope maybe they will catch up That's what I'm hoping. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Me. Anyway, I'm not good, I'm a little shy, and
You're doing great.
Yeah. All right.
You're doing awesome.
And then thank you for sharing the time in your busy life as a mother with little children, and still you come here and share with us about your life. This is amazing, and I really appreciate that you bring us a little bit of culture to us.
All right, I would say thank you. I don't know how many of you on the Zoom, and I would say thank you so much for me to come. Even I tried, I was like, try, and I didn't give up. So, and I would thanks for all of you did this. So I'm proud of, and I was thinking one day, or something like this, we need to do it again. I hope I will come. So ask me anytime. And I would thank for Asuma. Thank you so much for, he's the one who was connect me for all of you. So I would say thank you so much for this or for this time.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Someone is smiling.
I have 3 beautiful daughters anyway. Yeah.
Lashawn, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is your Black joy?
Oh, good question. So I have a grandson, and he was actually here last week for open house. And so I have to say the joy is making connections with the next generation and passing down knowledge and information so they can go to the next level. It's very important for, I know, my family and my husband's family that we situate things so the next generation can even go even further. And so that's very important. That's my joy. That's my hope. That's my dream. But I do just enjoy just watching my grandson that's almost 2 just look at the world and with open eyes and just being so happy about what he sees, what he touches, what he hears. It's great to see things through their eyes.
Thank you. But also, I know that you were talking about something with a lot of passion early when we were talking about that. Do you want to talk a little bit about this other Black joy that you have?
Yes, I love music. And so Ainaka and I were talking about music, and I have to say, I don't know if any of you saw the Grammys on Sunday. There was a section where that was the last 50 years of hip hop. And, not to date myself too badly, I really enjoyed it because there was a lot of music. And the one thing that I know that connects all cultures is, other than food, is music. And music really changes how you feel. Music allows you to have that moment when you're upset or happy or sad to just really get into it. And so the hip hop at the Grammys shared a lot of music that, especially in our Black culture, that a lot of people go to, especially in the early 90s, which was really around just sharing how they're feeling and how we can help make change. And so when I think about, Run DMC or De La Soul or, Miss Melody or Queen Latifah, all of them had a message to send. And that message is that we count. We have power. We need to use that. We can make change in our communities and really uplifting folks so they don't feel down and out. So yes, Ainaka, press the button. So I'll stop there. But her and I definitely were making a connection about music, and it just, like I said, music brings you joy. And so music does bring me joy. And so I just love to hear it on the way to work, hear it on the way home, hear it with my grandson, and just it just allows you to move forward and enjoy life.
Thank you, Lashawn. And your connection to music is something that, for me, this is my Black joy too, because music, I think that African music transformed the music of the world. Like let's start with jazz. Then we are talking about hip hop. We are talking about pop. We are talking about rock and roll. All those white musicians making money, but at the end there is that black root that is inspire everybody there. And something that I'm very amazed is how in the 50s and 60s, when they were still in segregation, those artists fill out the spaces, and even they have to come in from the back door. So many white people came to see them. So talking about hip hop, there is right now a PBIS. I want to recommend this. A PBIS documental called Fight the Power, History of Hip Hop. So if you want to look for it, not recommended for young audience, is for mature audience because the language is strong, but it really captures all the story and the influence of the Black music in the history of the world. And I want to show a little bit of my Black joy because I am not from here. I am from Colombia, and I'm seeing that music has a great influence in who I am. And I grew up with something, probably you have heard about this genre called salsa. And salsa music is another product of African music and the African influence. And probably you don't know that salsa was born in Queens, in New York, where all those Afro-Latino musicians came to New York and they jammed on the streets, and then they started to form bands, and then they were started to do presentations. And then in 1970s, there was a producer, and she was like, let's put a name to this. And then salsa came and then became a boom. And something that I am very proud now, and I'm going to share my screen because I wanna, this is another NPR article that came. I don't know if you have heard about Celia Cruz. Celia Cruz is a woman that was born in Cuba, and she has an amazing voice. And then when Castro came to power in 1957, she flew the country and she said, I don't want to be there. And then she came to New York and she became so famous, and we call her the queen of salsa, and she won different Grammys, and she had honor from different presidents and everything. And guess what? She's going to be in one of the quarters coins, in one of those 25 cents coins. She's going to be there. So I want to share with you a little bit of my screen, and you can find this. Oh my dear, I have like 500. I need to find it. No, that's not. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm going to share so you can see her. I don't know, can you see her, the article that this is Celia Cruz. She died like 10 years ago. Can you see her? Her wonderful presence. She was always wearing fantastic wigs, and her voice is so powerful. So if you want to learn more about her, look for NPR Celia Cruz, and you will find a lot of information about her. I'm going to put this Celia Cruz. Oh, actually, I'm going to put the link in the chat. So we have 1 minute. If someone wants to say something, I'm sorry, we don't have a lot of time to talk, but if anybody wants to say, what is your Black joy?
Anyone? I think one of the things we also can share, Ainaka, is some of the updates in the community as far around Black History Month.
Please.
Some of the different links, we can make sure that we pass those on.
Yeah, I'm through my link. It's not working for some reason.
Yeah. There's definitely some things that are happening at the Flynn Theater this year. There's definitely some local things that are happening in other places throughout the state that we wanted to make sure to highlight so folks have an opportunity, if they have the time, to go to these events.
I wanted to add, my daughter goes to Heinsberg Community School, but I live in Vergennes, and I'm also connected with a DEI coordinator at the Vergennes High School, and they are planning some community study groups that they're hosting at the Vergennes High School, like DEI themed study groups that are where the students are facilitated, and it's co-facilitated by some adults, and the students are going to decide the themes. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't have the details yet, but I think one is coming up in mid-March, and then another one in April. And I'm planning to put those things also on Front Porch Forum.
Good. Thank you for sharing that. SCS DEI Community Committee is working on coffees, and so there'll be one at the latter part of this month, and it's just an opportunity to have different topics for people just to come, if you have the time, relax, and just hear from folks in the community. So we'll have different topics from now to the end of the year that we'll make sure we put out to share with folks if they want to drop in.
I cannot put the links. Bonnie, maybe you can help me. Oh, everyone in the meeting. I cannot. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is the NPR interview, and I'm going to put the links of the some things for the community. So there are pop-ups, there is food, there is music, performances. So please celebrate by attending to those events. Eat cultural food, support Black communities, and let's share the Black joy and celebrate all their influence in the culture and history of this country. Thank you, everybody, for using 1 hour of your time to come and support this. And I hope that it's not Black History Month, it's history every day, every year. So please spread the Black joy.